Welcome back to Q13 News this morning. Guess what? March is the best month ever. It's Washington Wine Month, and this weekend is Taste Washington. There are a lot of wine enthusiasts in our area, but what if you are just a dabbler and don't consider yourself a connoisseur?
Yeah, wine actually a lot more accessible than you think. I was not a wine person, and I became a wine person because of Washington Wines. Madeline Paquette, you actually write for winefolly.com. You founded it. You write books. You are the expert. You even moved to our area because you love our wines so much.
I do.
What is it that brought you here, and why are our reds so awesome?
So Washington Reds really didn't get into the world's view until the 1990s. And the thing about Washington is we have this amazingly dry climate on the other side of the mountains. Not like here in Seattle this week.
Thank you for that.
But they get 300 days of sun, so you have tons of sun. But because of our latitude, we're so high in the high desert style climate they have there, it gets cold at night. This preserves the precious acidity in grapes and makes for high quality wines. We're actually on the same latitude line as Bordeaux, and we specialize in the same grapes as are grown in Bordeaux. Cabernet Sauvignon, you might know, Merlot, and we do red blends incredibly well. So I have a bunch of red blends in here, and I want to show you a little bit.
And I have to ask, as you show me, I see, I don't mean to out myself as
Why are
not
we
being
not pouring
fancy,
this?
but I pour my wines directly into the glass and directly to my mouth. But what are we decanting? Why do we do that?
Okay, so I have 4 really great wines. Some are blends, some are Cabernet Sauvignon with maybe a little bit of something else in them, all from Washington. And they are, if you just compare the nose of this bottle and this bottle. Okay, just sniff out of the bottle. I don't care.
Oh.
All right, so that one smells a little bit more to me, a little mushroomy.
Yeah.
Whereas this one smells a little sweeter and fruitier. It does. That one might be ready to go right out of the bottle, but this one needs to get decanted. It's got the funk on it, and that funk burns off a little bit.
Yeah.
And you can use a cool glass decanter, or we were talking about
Yeah, tell us about this.
a wine aerator. They're really fast, and it's so simple to do. You just pour it into a glass, and that is it. It is decanted now.
That's
the
it?
idea is
You
to
don't
get
wait?
more, you want more air in it.
Fundamentally, you want to wait maybe 30 minutes.
Oh, come on.
If you can't wait 30 minutes, if you can't make 30 minutes, get the aerator. They work just great.
And I can't drink out of this.
Or in the case of a situation where we're on TV, we just take it and we shake it really well. And now that there's air in there, see all the bubbles in the bottle?
Wait,
When those
that's
bubbles,
That's okay, right?
When those bubbles burn off, the wine will be ready to go. You know, I wouldn't do this with really fancy wine, but with a bottle around $20, they're typically mostly filtered. You know, with unfiltered wines, you don't want to do this, but with a filtered wine, yeah, it's fine.
It's like Wine Hacks 101. I love it. Okay, so help us out. Continue on the theme of wine hacks. I'm at dinner. I want to order a bottle of wine.
Okay.
I want her to come to the table, and I don't want to look like an idiot to my friends who maybe know more about wine than I do, or my
Right.
husband who knows.
Okay.
What do I do? Like, how do I
Okay.
order that bottle
So
and make
I'm
sure it's good?
standing here
So
with
then what
the
do I do?
wine, and you have
poured this for me,
well,
and
actually,
I
you
say,
have a much smaller taste at this
I
point.
like this one.
You have
Okay.
just a taste.
Yep.
You're just checking to see whether or not it sucks.
Okay, so
Really?
how do
And
I
you're
know
okay
if it...
to say it sucks?
You know, if as long as it's not $2,000 a bottle, you can be like, I really don't like this. You know, you smell it. If it smells like wet cardboard, like you'd find in an alley, that means it's corked.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Or like a wet dog. You have dogs. Like
Yeah.
you wash your dog and that wet dog smell, that is actually the smell of cork taint, which is like the same smell. It's called a stereoisomer. It's not exactly the same. It's like a mirror image. We don't need to get into the science of this. But if you smell wet dogs, your wine is bad.
Does not smell like wet dog or wet cardboard.
Good.
So that means I can, and then I want to look at it too, right?
You
There's no
don't need to-
pieces of or anything
That's
floating
fine.
in
It
it.
doesn't really, as long as you're not going to get cut with like broken glass. There's like no, this isn't broken. We're fine. You're just tasting it. Is it good? Does it taste okay?
Yes, that's good. Yes, that's really good.
You're the one drinking in the morning.
No judgment here. No judgment. Judgment-free zone.
Noon somewhere.
So then that's all you're doing is you're just testing it for the rest of your friends. It's like you're the king's taste tester.
Yeah.
This is your job. And then I pour it over here, approximately 5 ounces.
So that's a real glass of wine.
This is technically a full glass of wine. You can leave space. In fact, it's better to leave space. You swirl it, and you get all the aromas collect in that
can
space.
smell it from over
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
Yeah, and then they go into your nose, and it's really great.
And we talked earlier about viewers having a lot of questions. One of the biggest questions that we got from our viewers on social media was, how do I know whether I drink the wine by itself? Do I have to pair it with food? Sometimes you're having people over and I don't know how to pair the wine with the food. So what do you suggest for that?
You know, when I'm drinking, I'm drinking red wine, you know, I think of it as like two different kinds of wine. There are cocktail wines you drink on their own, and then food wines that go better with food. When wine has a little bit of bitterness to it, some people find that to be better with food. That bitterness is actually tannin in the wine, and tannin reacts with fat on your tongue. It actually scrapes fat off of your tongue. It's a really fascinating scientific process. But it actually, when you have a wine like this with a little bitterness, you just crave a little bit of something fat in your mouth. Whether it be for a vegan, like some kind of crazy tofu something or other, or a delicious steak, just choose something with a little bit of fat.
Listen to your craving.
Yeah, listen to that craving. So, you know, this might be a drink on its own wine.
I would totally drink that on my own.
I would definitely, the whole bottle,
totally.
or a glass at a time, or whatever is appropriate.
Yeah, this one stands out. This one, because it has high acidity, I feel like I could put a piece of cheese in my mouth, right? Like I actually want a little bit of something. This might be a food wine for that reason.
Awesome. So trust your instinct, basically. If it smells bad, send it back. If it smells like you want to eat with it, you can eat with it. I mean, it seems like simple rules that people shouldn't be put off by when we're talking wine. It really should be accessible for people to enjoy
well,
wine.
We have a lot of it in Washington, so drink local, right?
That's right. And we have an event coming up where we can drink a lot of it.
Yes. In fact, you can try wines from like 300 wineries or so. This is this weekend. Let's take a look at the graphic here. This is Taste Washington. And these are a lot of events, Thursday through Sunday, at a lot of different locations throughout Seattle. You can taste so many different kinds of wines. It's a great way to get into it, too, and decide what it is that you like. You can get more information and tickets at tastewashington.org. This is amazing stuff because it seems like, I only know wine. Like, I buy a $10 bottle at the store, so I shouldn't, look into it. I feel embarrassed. But this makes me feel a lot more, I don't know, comfortable with trying different wines.
Yeah, and when you go to taste this weekend, I'd say the one recommendation is there's so many wines there. Don't be afraid to spit.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
don't be afraid to spit. It's not rude. It's totally cool. And I want you to taste, 50 wines. How could you possibly do that if you're swallowing every one? You want to taste all the different wines.
You haven't met me.
Passed out. I'm sorry. You would be.
Maybe you can do it.
Like, challenge accepted.
Whoa, Madeline Puckett, thank you for being here, helping us with the wine hacks, demystifying it, and onward with Washington wines. We love it. Thank you very much. We're excited about this weekend.